want Canada having another possession here. Attack, but have the...
Radel slips. Radel goes home. Paul Radel upstairs.
Kind of at a loss of words. Although I'll say that it was 23 of the best days of my career. And now we're back in Baltimore, and I'm gonna try to do it justice by explaining some of my favorite moments and show you the hard way. First, let's take it back 8 years. Right here is an Olympic flag that was sent to me from the 2010 win by Senator Mikulski, who's the senator of Maryland. This was especially meaningful because when you talk about playing with Team USA, you always talk about representing the colors. So I had this framed and have kept it since. Over here, we have some of my rings that I've earned from playing at Johns Hopkins, in the MLL, and the NLL, Boston Cannons, New York Lizards. This was our 2010 championship ring. These are actually fairly dusty. I don't wear them. And I often don't look at them because I think it's a bit of a distraction, but to know that I'll be getting another one of these is pretty special. What I'll also show you is our 2014 silver medal. What we've talked about is that to get to your goal, more times than not, you have to experience failure, or in this case, loss in 2014. Nothing elicits more of a positive response or a rebound than hitting the bottom athletically. And there's certainly areas in life where we experience similar results from failure. But I like to keep this silver medal to remind me of what it was like when we lost to Canada. First, we have here a piece of the championship net. So this was net that was on the goal that Tom Schreiber scored that last second shot on, assisted by Rob Pannell. I took out a big piece and cut a hole in it so I could wear it. Here's the gold medal. A lot different feeling, a little better weight than the silver medal in 2014. And I especially like the Israeli mark there. The first time the World Championships were held in the Middle East, Netanya, Israel. The first time there were more than 40 countries participating. There were 46. In 2014, there were 38, and back in 1998, there were only 11. So it speaks to the game's growth, not only from a participation standpoint, but from a regional capacity, being in Israel and playing on foreign soil and winning the gold. So this one now is gonna go back up with the others. The first thing I think about with the World Games and this particular team is the chemistry that we built off the field. So what we stayed in is a place called a kibbutz, which in Israel is a communal space. It's a hybrid hotel and full-time living space for Israelis. So we're 1,000 people in this property that we stayed in. We had our own quarters, which was really intimate for the players, which meant our own cafeteria, we had our own meeting room, and a nearby field that we could practice on. But the value and the chemistry was built in the dorm rooms. Every day we got together, we hosted a kangaroo court, we ate together, we worked out together, we got physical treatment together on our injuries, and all of that bonding time, I think, made a huge difference when you step out on the field and play a game. The next piece that comes to mind when building a championship team is the hard work. There's no way around working hard, individually and collectively. And part of being in the Middle East together as 23 players and our coaching staff is that there was nothing else to focus on. We were 7 hours ahead, 12 hours by flight, and our sole intention was to grow as a team, put in a ton of work so that we were at our best on the final day. We knew from the very beginning that our first game was going to be difficult, and that we wanted each subsequent game to improve by 1%. Our offense had a mantra that we were 1/10 of the greater good. There were 10 players on offense, 3 attackmen, 3 midfielders on the field at once. Other 3 guys rotated from attack to midfield. We always said make singles, have good body language, support each other, but don't be greater than 1/10 of the org and don't be less than 1/10. To be an effective player, you have to focus on your individual output to the greater good of the team. So for me, it was spending time with Jay Dyer throughout these 4 years following that loss to lead into these games in Israel. It was me getting into the training room and making sure I was taking care of my injuries. And then most importantly, honing my craft. So getting on the field and shooting. Knowing that I could trust all the other players, that they were doing the same thing. When we're out on the field and you're accountable for doing your job, that trust kicks in and you don't do any more than the next guy because they're going to contribute just as much. But make sure that when you're looking to accomplish your big goal, that you're focusing on your individual output and then trusting the rest of the organization to do the same. All right, I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm slightly agitated with myself here. So, gold medal, and I wanna take this 2010 ring. Admittedly, I don't wear these things very often. For the majority of my career, I have been leaning into what's next. So you're on a great college team at Johns Hopkins, you win, and the next day you think about winning the following year. Same thing in MLL, NLL. In 2010, I was on a great team with great leaders, and you think, okay, let's win again in 2014. What you lose is the opportunity to enjoy and experience the fruit of labor, and that's a critical piece to the evolution of self and the progression of any athlete in sports. So when I think about these games and even the 2010 games, really challenging myself to enjoy it and remember these moments because they don't come around often. To everyone out there that supported us along the way, and all the teammates, the coaches, everyone had a major part in winning this and bringing the World Championship back to the US. And it'll be here for the next 4 years.